Hello and welcome, my name is Tris and this is Neal. I've been making this narrow gauge layout as part of a challenge from Tony's Trains and Rugby, who is a co-organiser of the Statfold Barn Model Railway show. He suggested to me about making a layout. I went for narrow gauge. So we've got our Fistiniog logo just coming across here, looking very, very nice. It's a sound logo, but I turned it off for the beginning of the video. It's all good. I have enjoyed this project. I've managed to get the whole layout together now. I've put it in my lounge. It's looking a bit messy. Recently had a fireplace installed. And the layout is 3 meters long, and I actually didn't really know the size of my lounge, and so I've got about a meter and a bit left of the lounge. So I've managed to get the layout down here. I've been able to test the fiddle yards and see if they work, putting the layouts down and spotting what issues have come from it. It's been quite interesting actually, the issues that I've had. Sitting on tables that aren't level, even though you've aligned things left to right, you do get obviously flatness issues. So for this one it's fine, these boards sit really nicely. This one's got a small gap, on the other one's slightly bigger, but I'm hoping when I go to Statfold Barn the tables provided are both the same height and very flat, and that this will work out really nicely. If not, I can use books, cardboard, paper, card, squeeze that all in different places and work out how to get it level. So it should be okay. So that's been a really big thing for me. Also putting these together with putting it straight onto a table to get underneath and do up the nut and the butterfly, the butterfly nut and the screw, very tricky. So you really need two people with you and rock the whole layout back as you're adding one on at a time. Arguably, if I had a bit more time, because this is Thursday, obviously tomorrow I'll be travelling over to the Statfold Barn show, so I can't be messing around now, but I would have made some standoffs, maybe about 6 to 7 inches long, that each one would sit on. And what that would mean is I can get up behind and do it up by hand. That's not happening, so fine. What I've done since the last episode, because the last episode was talking about the trestles, not the trestles, the last layer was talking about the fiddle yards each end. I can find my words now. And we're sliding the backwards and forwards, and we got that job done. This episode, really my update since then, is we've been doing some wiring. And with the wiring, I've kept it simple. Like with any system, I have one lane going forwards and backwards. It's not going to be hard. I've had 2 wires coming in. And with those 2 wires, they come out the back of the board and plug into the terminal blocks, which have a female and male connector built into them. They're very fancy, well, they're not too complicated. Oh, let's pick this up off the ground, kind of a low edit video. But you've got this combination, so this plugs into any of the boards at any point, so then we can power them individually if I want to, depending on where we're standing as well. At the moment I've got it in the middle, which means that we'll be able to do either end. But at the moment I plug this in, that goes to that lot, that goes to that lot, allows everything to join up. So that's been nice and easy. And I've left it underneath that I have a chocolate block with an open end. So if I need to, and I'm working on the railway, I don't have this with me to plug in, I can always put 2 wires in and power the layout doing that. With a DC controller or DCC, for this layout we're going DCC so we can have our sound. I recently picked up the sound locos from Tony's Trains of Rugby, and really pleased. The backbone locos that I've got, they're good, but I've had to run them in a bit. Everything's a little bit tight at the beginning, but after spending not quite a bit of time, let's say half an hour to an hour, which is always the recommended way, running them backwards and forwards, it's got a lot better, and they've got freer and working a lot smoother through when you go through corners and stuff like that, or not the corners but the curves. Sometimes the locos stop, so that's an area that I've had to run them in, and they've got better and better. Started out kind of a higher speed, and then I can slow it down now. As you saw, the Fistiniog loco went very well going past. So I've gone for the sound versions of the Fistiniog loco. It looks good, and it also sounds very good. We've got the whistle functions and all these different bits and bobs as it comes past. I got Linda as well. Linda, it's a nice loco. I found a lot stiffer. Doesn't run as nicely as my other locos that I've got. I've got one other loco on DCC. Linda, yeah, I'm going to run on a loop before I go to the show and try and get that working. So this is the Neal Loco. It sounds nice. Yeah, we've got our bits and bobs, we've got different noises. Obviously the valve cocks have opened. Just nice really. So I'm looking forward to running this one. It's been good as gold really. Once I ran it in, it was good. Whereas Linda, I've done quite a bit of running in and she's still a bit tight. There's clearly something inside it that doesn't enjoy starting from not moving. So yeah, just turn that one off. So yeah, so I need to run that one in. I was a bit concerned about that. But the other one that I've got is my Bachmann, I always forget what it's called. Is it Manning something? I don't know. Doesn't matter, I'll put the name up. But that one runs perfectly. I'll just get that one running. I dropped in a small chip. It requires a Next 18 decoder. I haven't set it up, so when you put it on about 5, it's about the same speed as my other ones on like 40. But that's okay, I'm pretty happy with it. But it was always my best runner when I ran on DC. And I've had it for a little while, and I put the chip in, put it down, and it ran perfectly straight away. You can run it nice and slowly. We'll test it on this point. But I find it's a very good looking Loco, and I want to paint it up in Great Western colours, but I don't think I've got time. I'm planning to start doing it tonight with another project that I've been doing, so we'll see. But no, I love this Loco. I haven't put any people inside the Locos. I haven't had time, but that would be nice if I could do that. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. Ready for the show. I spoke to Joey, who's one of the co-organisers. Good friends being friends with Tony from Tony's Trains, because Joey's been chatting to me as well, because he's one of Tony's friends, and he's said that I can use some of the rolling stock. I've got various rolling stock for this layout, which I'm looking forward to kind of showing at the show, but I would like to paint that up in Great Western as well. But we'll see. I think tonight and tomorrow night it's going to be busy. But that's okay, because that's kind of fun, and I'll share that with you. As for running shots for the layout, I'm going to do a few now for you to enjoy. We'll see how that goes, but we'll get this out again, and we'll do some nice running shots for kind of future episodes, which will be really good fun. The nice thing is if I do any narrow gauge projects, I can get this out, run it backwards and forwards, and have a lot of fun with it. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've got any questions, fire them in the comments below. It's always really nice to see what you guys are wondering, what you're thinking, and what you'd like to know. I've found this whole project thoroughly entertaining and amusing. It's given me a lot to focus on outside of work and life, which has been good. The loft layout's always nice and that, but you're kind of a vampire trapped up there. So it's nice to build a layout up in your hobby room. Now I'm in my lounge, I've got light coming in from outside. That's nice. And then I'm going to be taking it to a show. You can't do that with your loft layout. Well, some people can. They've got a modular system that they can take down, but you don't really want to. So that's been one thing that I've liked about this. And one of the beauties of this that we can maybe for the future is make it a tail chaser. Loop it round. I could have scenics on both sides. I can have a longer platform. People have talked about you need a longer platform. Alright, I get it. Yes, I could have a longer platform, and that would be great, but that would be a 1 metre board, which won't have a division in the middle. The idea of this, if you haven't already seen, is we have the siding, the station, the woods, and the bridge. Each one being an individual layout that could be bolted onto something else if you want. I haven't got the track ending and finishing in the same places, so you would have to consider where you're putting that, but you try and make it compatible. And if you really wanted to, we could make small pieces that line bits up. You'd have a small input, but you would have more divisions up the wall that you don't really want to see. So that's something you'd have to consider. Maybe separate base or backboards that go on, so to the whole lot, then they share it. But I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I want to keep enjoying this. This is modular, this is meant to be enjoyable, and this is something that you could do at home as well. It's very simple wiring, single track coming through. I'd like to do a 00 gauge one at some stage, maybe something very small, neat and tidy that I can have some fun with, which would probably be 1.5 meters, maybe a 1 meter board, and then a separate section for the fiddle yard at the end. Before we go, we will put on some little views of the locos going up and down. Hope you enjoy them. I just thought I'd put a couple on. It'll be a case where I have some things getting pulled behind, but you can see the nice views that I was dreaming about when doing this. Anyway, if I don't see you at the show, I'll put a video out for you to enjoy. If I see you at the show, look forward to meeting you. Introduce yourself, don't be shy. I don't bite. Yeah, see you soon. Take care. Goodbye. And had a little bit of difficulty, so that got broke.